Good morning. Welcome to this simple space. How are you guys today? Hope you're doing well. I hope that you've had an encouraging week last week and that you were able to begin to step into this space with me and maybe just kind of explore how you can begin to have life equity this year and how you can not just have it for yourself, but have it to be able to share and pass on to other women. So subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell and share this. If there's somebody out there that you think that this would benefit for, if maybe something is stirred in your heart that's very similar, you're like, man, Stephanie, God's been speaking to me about the same way. And maybe this allows you to have a product, so to speak, that you can share with somebody else. You know, we network in life, and that's how we grow and empower each other. It doesn't mean if we're marketing and network because there's a great product of makeup that we love, or whether it's a video or a podcast more powerfully that we can share with somebody else. So whether it's my podcast and YouTube channel, whether it's somebody else's, become habitual about when you're listening to something and you think, wow, somebody could really use this in your head. Pass that along, share it with them, network that. That's part of how we use our value collectively, okay? So we're talking about life equity. You know, the life that you've lived has equipped you to succeed in the life that you dream of. The equity is often described as accumulated value. So our accumulated skills and experience become the commodities of value that we can transfer. And we talked about leadership is a transferable commodity. So the life that you've lived has equipped you to succeed in the life you dream of, okay? So the two sides of the equation we talked about were creation and capacity. The life that you've lived is going to help you with that capacity. You're going to begin, if you look at your life, if you understand where you've been good and where you've struggled, that helps you to create the capacity for the creation side, which is what you're dreaming of for the future, right? We are never in stagnation. You may think that you are, but if you're not growing, you are digressing. That is just the habit and the nature of nature and life. So it's really important that even if it's small, simple baby steps, as long as you're moving forward, that's a pace. And that is something that God can work with. And that is something that you're going to layer and begin to build experience in life on that's going to equip you. All right. Nothing is wasted in life. God doesn't waste anything. Okay. So I want to talk today about enlarging and stretching, the creation side of that equation. And again, Isaiah 54:2 is going to be our scripture through all of this. I'm going to read it again. Enlarge the place of your tent, stretch forth the curtains of your habitations, lengthen your cords and strengthen your stakes. So we're going to focus today on enlarge and stretch. So this is my perspective. This is the way God showed this to me, and this is how I'm applying it this year to my life. There is an appropriation process to everything. When God begins to drop things in your heart, it's not just so you can say, well, that was nice. It's how can I use that? How can I grow that I can have transformation in my life and begin to not have to think about it, but to be a part of who I am, okay? And it all goes back to your design, okay? Your design is made for somebody else to empower and impact them. So let's think about the left side of the equation today, creation. Creating is simply the process of exploring, improving, and refining the product of your design. Creation. Creation is something that you can do. People say, well, Stephanie, I can't find my purpose because I don't have time. I don't know. I don't have whatever, XYZ. This is where you have no excuse. This is a no excuse side of the creation, of the equation. You don't have an excuse not to simply sit there and think about what it is that you're designed for. What is your product, so to speak, okay? Because we talk about commodities, things like that, that there is a tangible product that your design is going to do for somebody else. So again, creating is simply the process of exploring, improving, and refining the product of your design. That is just an infinite journey that never stops. That's why it's creation. Creation is always moving. It's like kinetic energy, right? It's never stopping. It's always moving. And you are designed to create. So that's why it's really important to focus on this. So the two components of the creation side of the equation are enlarge and stretch. So enlarge, to see beyond what I can look at in my current environment. We talk about when I look around, I see chaos. When I look around, maybe I'm in a place of ministry or in a place of serving and stewarding something, but I'm just kind of there now. I've done it for a while. It's become just a comfort zone, a natural habit. Again, there's nothing wrong with doing good things, but God always wants to enlarge and expand that into something bigger and greater. God's always about growing, okay? So even if there's something in your life that's good, let's take it to the next level. Let's go to great, okay? Let's take it from good to great. So learning to do this takes time, but it only requires simple space with God, the Creator, and a willingness, this is key, a willingness to explore without restraint who you are. This is the dream stage. You might say, I don't know how to dream. Yeah, you do. You have an imagination. You dream about stuff all the time. Take that now and be focused and intentional about what you're dreaming about. What is God bringing up into your unconsciousness that becomes an imagination or a dream? There's plenty of good stuff in there. I promise you that. Yeah, we're human and negativity will come up and we'll imagine bad things too. But you know, sometimes even imagining bad things gives us a fire and a spark to maybe begin to create capacity against that very thing, all right? That was kind of a side note. So what might this look like when you say dreaming and enlarging? What makes you cry? What makes you laugh? And what makes you sing? Focus on those 3 areas of your life. This is dreaming and imagination, okay? Dreaming is imagination. So what does stretching mean? What does it mean then if I'm going to be creating, if I'm going to start to dream something? Hand in hand with that will be stretching. You're never going to dream something. If you can fulfill, I heard somebody say this not long ago, if you on your own with your current resources and your current skill set can accomplish the dream that you think you're dreaming, it's not big enough, okay? God is a God of big. God is a God of ever expanding, okay? Just the universe itself tells us that. So that's a key note for you. If you can do right now on your own without God, without stretching, then I would ask you to reevaluate the level of that dream in your life, because stretching is to go to find opportunities that are beyond my ability. The very word stretch means I have to intentionally reach out and maybe stretch a muscle farther than what it's normally ready to do, right? So this is a mental exercise that is coupled with enlarging. So as I explore who I am, I should begin to find awareness of opportunities or potential that will match the dream stage that I'm discovering. Again, if you're not dreaming big enough, you're not going to have to stretch. God has empowered us to stretch without breaking, okay? So the whole point is I can stretch beyond my comfort zone out of the areas of my current reach without being broken, okay? That's really key right there. So what would this look like? Don't allow the fear of failure or your limited belief to constrain the potential to explore what God has planted inside of you. We stretch by working out what He has given us within, all right? I hope that makes sense to you. So the process of creation is already established in every human. We just partner with God to turn that raw material, right? Just like you would in the natural. You turn, an artist has creation and capacity, right? Think about that. He turns something that's a raw material. He works on that as he sees what that chunk of marble is going to look like. Then he takes that resource and then he uses his skills and he turns that into a product that is beautiful and unique, okay? That's the whole journey that we're on together. As we become purpose-focused, we will find that energy and confidence that we seek to walk in balance, to enjoy our life equity. So as I close on this today, I just want you to sit in that for a minute, to begin to ask yourself, what is the thought of enlarging evoke in my mind? If you think about enlarging and expanding, does that scare you? Okay, step back with God in that and say, you know, I can do this, God, because as Monte Haymon said, I love this quote, I'm going to read it. We are greater than we know. Wow, isn't that great? And we can only achieve if we get past the paradigms and unleash our imaginations. So what is the paradigm? A paradigm is a limiting belief in your life. What is the paradigm that will not allow you to step into that imagination? Let's go around that paradigm and let's begin able to dream And then as we dream in that imagination, we begin to see ourselves doing something that we've never done before. Let that energy inspire you to stretch. And I promise you, you're going to be able to see opportunities that are already there because God's already designed your destiny and your journey is already in His mind's eye. But as you begin to do that, as you begin to be willing to stretch, you're going to find things all of a sudden that you never saw before, because now you're ready to engage that and you're ready with an energy and an excitement to step into that with your design. So share this again today if you've got somebody that needs to hear this. I hope you have a great week. We're going to come back together next week and explore the right-hand side of the equation. And thank you again for sitting with me, and leave some comments, leave some things, leave some thoughts, leave some scriptures, leave some words that would help somebody else to expand this in their own life. Thank you guys and have a great week.